Hey everyone, Dale Moreau here, founder of DaleMoreau.net and also founder of Dale Moreau Coaching. Last week I gave you three great pre-closing questions that you can use on social media. Well, today I'm going to give you some more very important questions that help prospects make decisions about joining our business or buying our products now. In other words, this is going to be questions that will get them to make that commitment right there on the spot. So let's look at a typical conversation with the prospect and actually what goes through their mind. Now, we meet a prospect on Facebook that has come through from one of our curiosity posts about being your own boss. And we start out in our conversation with the prospect and private chat with the usual formalities. And here's what I start out with. Thank you for personally connecting with me on my post about being your own boss. Just curious, what was in the post that caught your attention? And the prospect says, I am tired of working 40 hours a week for a less than competent boss or competent boss, always telling us how to do our job, but never able to do his. Now, where do you go after that conversation? In other words, where do we go from here and what do we need to say next? By asking more important questions. And these more important questions will answer all the objections that are going through the prospect's mind. What if this turns out to be a big mistake? Am I making the right decision talking to this person or the wrong decision? Let me think it over and maybe something will happen so I don't have to commit. What if I try it and it's disaster? How long can I put off this decision? Well, our prospects don't like to reveal too much on social media. In fact, it is safe to hide behind a computer screen where no one can see your flaws. And they don't like making decisions. They don't realize that not making the decision is making decisions. And in fact, it's making a decision to keep things just the way they are. And yes, think it over is a decision for no. But we network marketers actually know this. Our prospects don't. Our prospects don't realize that when they delay making a decision about our business, they are making a decision to keep their lives the same. So keeping their lives the same is okay, but they should be consciously making that decision instead of having that decision made by some default in their mind. Now, I often get this question. My prospect wants to think it over. How do I get my prospects to make a decision? And my answer is this. Your prospect made a decision already. Your prospect made a decision to stay where they are to keep their life the same. Now, there are only two ways our prospects make decisions. They either make a decision to move forward or they make a decision to stay where they are. And there are no other possibilities. And here are some more important questions that we can ask our prospects on social media to move them forward. And these are innocent, non-aggressive questions. And these questions help our prospects make a conscious decision on what is best for their lives. Now, the most important part about this, we can ask these questions before our presentation and not after. In fact, these questions reduce the I need to think it over objection. And as a bonus, they are pre-close our prospects before we start our presentation. So question number one, and actually number one is really a statement, but it's an important statement. And here is how I say it. Now, just remember, we have just spoken about someone that has just said that they have an incompetent boss. And then, I want to ask them, I want to get into and break the ice. And here's what I say. Awesome. I have a couple ways to go for helping you. Now, this statement is maybe not a question, but it does break the ice and it lets the prospect know you have options. You have options because you have a couple ways to go. You're not going to stick them with just one way, which may not work. It gets the prospect to relax, and they'll be wanting to know more. Now, you may tell them that, you may tell me that, Dale, my company has only one way of helping people. No, not really, because every network marketing company has two sides, a product or service side and a business side. So you have more than one way for helping a person, and you can tell them that without lying. Number two, here's the question. Would it be okay if I ask some questions so that I may know the best place for where to send you? Now, this is one of the most important questions that you can ask because you have options. It is only natural that you ask them some additional questions to send them to the right option. This question asks them permission to proceed with your additional question. That way, you don't look like you're trying to get too invasive. Now, the second question. What is the biggest challenge which you've had about blank? And then we fill in the blank with the information that they've already told us. Now, they've told us in our example about an incompetent boss. So I would say this. What is the biggest challenge which you had about your incompetent boss or your job? Or here's some others that you can throw out. What is the biggest challenge which you've had about getting leads on social media? What is the biggest challenge which you've had about losing weight? What is the biggest challenge about your network marketing business that you're in? Well, this question helps to get to the root of the problem quickly. And the quicker we know the problem, the more information we have for helping them. Now, does this question work 100% of the time? No, it does work 95% of the time. So here's the next question. Is blank the biggest challenge which you face? Or is there something else more important to you which I might be able to help? Now, one of the more important questions to consider is this. This question helps to uncover additional problems that they may not have revealed. And we want to bring out all that pain up front so that they can digest on it. In fact, this question actually helps to uncover it. Now, you fill in the blank with the problem that they have just revealed from our question about the biggest challenge which they have had. Here's some examples. Is getting leads the biggest challenge which you face, or is there something more important to you which I might be able to help? Is losing weight the biggest challenge which you face, or is there something more important to you which I might be able to help? Is not making sales in your network marketing business the biggest challenge you face, or is there something more important to you which I might be able to help? And it can go on and on and on, but you get the idea. The next question. How long have you had this problem? Now, most prospects never take the time out to realize they've carried their problems with them for quite some time. And this question gets the prospect to confront the truth. If the problem has been going on for months and years, you can offer an option with your products or business opportunity or services for getting them out of their rut. Now, the next question. What are the likely consequences if the problem persists? Now, this question most likely will get you a nothing answer. In other words, when you ask this question, there'll be silence. In fact, we let this question make the prospect think. And they'll be thinking something like this. Well, if we walk away, our lives will be the same. Tomorrow, we'll have the same problems we have today. We'll wake up to our alarm, fight traffic, go into work, come home late after traffic, grab a quick meal, watch a few minutes of television, go to sleep, and we hate this routine. Something has to change. Not a very pretty picture, is it? Now, if the prospects choose to leave everything the same, they choose to avoid our opportunity, and that is okay. They are making a decision, and that is all we ask. Now, want a few more questions like this? Let's see if these questions that I'm about to give you fit our style and our different situations. And I'm going to list them here. Now, there's quite a number of lists, so bear with me as I go through each one, and I'll go through them quickly. What will happen if you don't join our business? If you don't start your business now, do you see yourself always working for someone else? What do you think will happen next year if you decide not to make any changes this year? Do you think your job routine, 5 days a week, 3 weeks out of a vacation a year, will ever change? I sense you are stressing out about risking a change in your daily life. Why not relax and keep your life as it is? You don't have to make a decision to start our business tonight. Instead, make a decision to start your own business and keep your present routine forever. Now, you might be thinking my daily routine isn't bad. Well, I'll keep living this way, and that is also a good decision. Do you think that that might be the best way to go for you? Would it be okay if you never had to work again? How many more days can you put up with commuting? Life is not forever. What would you really like to do? How else are you going to get that extra $500 you need every month to get caught up with your bills? How else do you think 5 pounds a month will go away? How else do you think you can keep your skin from wrinkling more every evening? How else do you break the pattern of 6-day work weeks? Now, the next question. If I can help you solve the pain, what are you looking to achieve? Now, this question is to help determine whether our products or our opportunity or our services are a match for our prospect. We have located the pain already through previous questions. Now, do we have a product, service, or benefit from our opportunity which can relieve it? And the next question. When would you like to have this problem solved? Now, this question creates urgency. If they are serious about solving their pain, they will say immediately. If they're not serious, it is better to know before getting too far in the conversation, but don't give up on them quite yet at this point. Let's look at other questions like it. Where does this stack up in terms of priority and urgency? What do you expect to get from a home-based business? So what is important about having a part-time business for you? Are you okay with getting up at dawn and commuting to work and returning at dusk for the next 40 years? What would happen if you didn't have to wake up every morning to go to work? See, these are various variations of the question. Now the next question. How much money have you set aside to start a home-based business? Now, this question needs to be asked in every conversation with the new prospect that we have. Now, many prospects have been sold a lie. They have been sold that you can join a network marketing business and buy products free with no money down and requires little or no money down. Or they've been told that this is a job, and what we're doing by asking questions is a job interview. Now, they need to know up front that there is a cost involved, and you may find that their amount is set higher by asking this question than maybe you thought before. In other words, if you ask the question, how much money have you set aside for a home-based business? Then they say, well, I've set aside $2,000 and your business costs $1,200. Well, you're in the pink. How much easier it is to close them knowing that before the presentation. Now, if your presentation covers the cost for joining, let the presentation answer the question. But if the prospect persists on the cost, here is how I would present the cost for joining the business on social media through a private chat. I would say the name of the company is XYZ. The cost is $1,200, which when you think about it is less than $3.30 per day, less than the cost of a Happy Meal. Now, most people join XYZ company because they like that money coming into their bank account month after month, working only 12 to 15 hours a week. Some people don't join because, frankly, they can't afford the $3.36 per day, and they'd rather spend the money on that Happy Meal. Now, I'm going to present the facts. If you like them, that is okay, and if you don't, that is okay too. Is that all right? And that's how I present it. Now, on social media, I prefer letting my presentation at the end tell them the amount if the amount's there. Or if I'm going to do a follow-up and close, which you should do on every presentation, I present it then. Now, the information is blank minutes to see if that is okay. Always let the prospect know the amount of time to see the information and add the question if that is okay. Now, you always want to let them know. So, if the presentation is 1 hour, I would say this: the information is 1 hour to see if that is okay. If it's 2 hours, the information is 2 hours to see if that is okay. And it doesn't matter if it's 1 hour, 2 hours, 12 minutes, or 3 minutes. If you add if that is okay, they will most likely commit to actually watching long presentations. Now, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, tap the link and leave me a comment, and there is a free gift for you. Just scroll down the bottom, a pop-up will happen, fill in the information, and you will gain access to my train words that I use every day to get 20 to 30 leads a day and 3 to 5 new reps and new sales a week. And I hope to see you all on the better side of success.